hey, look at this. Mother's Day's on the way, and there's enough time beforehand that you don't have to rush the gift.
For now.
Then that's why we want to recommend Aura Frames now.
Adam, you're trying your best here, but people are going to hear this and then just like wait 4 weeks and then get the gift.
Yeah, I know. But listen, when you do get the gift, at least if you're going to get it last minute, at least make sure it's this one, okay?
Yes.
Aura Frames. Steve, you gave one to your parents this Christmas, and it became...
a big hit of a gift.
It was such a big hit, by the way.
Yes.
The Aura app, the Aura Frames app, reached #1 on the App Store Christmas Day 2025.
Actually?
Yes.
I can totally believe it.
Isn't that wild?
It's an excellent gift for your parents. It's an excellent gift for anyone traveling abroad. And can I tell you, the person in my house who likes it the most, Isla.
Your daughter.
2 years old. She will up, because it's up on the counter. We bring it down to the kitchen floor and she'll just lie on her stomach scrolling through all the photos.
I love that.
On it, which like of all the things she could scroll through, pictures of her family.
I know.
And every single person who comes across the screen, hey, she has to tell us who it is. That's Granda.
Yeah, listen, sometimes too, having a young child, it's letting them do, like giving them something to do. Here's an activity, put the Aura Frame in front of them. Mm-hmm. Or maybe it's your Mother's Day gift, or hey, Father's Day is coming up in June. You could get 2 of them. It doesn't matter. It's up to us. Now listen, free unlimited storage. There is no, you don't have to pay for this app. Just buy the frame. The app comes free, and you've put in anything. And you can also preload stuff. So when you give it to them and they get to plug it in at their house, they've already got pictures of grandkids and videos and whatever.
And
on
it plays
screen.
your videos. Yes, I was going to get that.
It plays videos. Named #1 by Wirecutter. For a limited time, we want to save you $25 off their best-selling Carver Mat frame with the code SDP. That's Aura, AURA frames.ca. Promo code SDP. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. And remember, terms and conditions apply.
SDPP. The Steve Dangle Podcast. With your hosts, Steve Dangle, Adam Wilde, and Jesse Blake.
Let's go!
What a weekend. A weekend. Just an unbelievable set of games and a lot of incredible stories. And I just want to do a quick Spark bracket update. If you haven't got your brackets in, Jesse, are the brackets officially closed?
No, they close, I believe, 7 o'clock Eastern tonight when game 2 of the Sens Kane series kicks off. I think is the closing time of the bracket. So if you're hearing this before that, you still got a little bit of time to fill in.
And there will be a chance to enter in after the first round for something else. But here's the thing. If you get it in now, you missed out on the points this weekend, but who cares? It's just a bunch of game ones. Right? You can
No, that's not how it works.
Oh, no?
No, if you get your bracket in now for this one, you're choosing the series and the winner. So you still get full points for everything. There's no points that you're gaining for each game.
It's not individual play.
There you go. Yes. I mean, maybe you know a little bit more than the person next to you because you saw game 1, right?
That's right.
Maybe it's a bit of an edge, an advantage. Anyway, listen, that's up. Let's start with, I think, it's hard to pick one game that was the best game, but this one was a blast. Montreal, Tampa, absolute banger. Steve, you had a great stream during.
Oh, that was so fun.
Was it nice to do a game that mattered?
Yes. First of all, yes. It was nice to do hockey that mattered. And as advertised, Montreal, Tampa, I think is going to be a dogfight. It's going to be back and forth. There's going to be... those are just 2 complete hockey teams.
Yeah.
Really mind their P's and Q's. At the beginning of the third period, I think the shots were 23-19 for Tampa. And I was like, it definitely feels like a way more exciting game than that. And of course, it ended that way. But it was entertaining, skilled hockey that didn't sacrifice anything to get there, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
It wasn't necessarily fire wagon hockey. It was just a great product.
Now, we all know by this point, and if you don't, you got to update yourself here. Juraj Slafkovsky, overtime winner, completes the hat trick. And here's the craziest thing. I love this stat. This is from Habs and High Heels. Juraj Slafkovsky becomes the 3rd youngest player in Habs history with a hat trick behind Bernie Geoffrion, who invented the slap shot.
That's boom boom.
Invented the slap shot. And Howie Morenz, who was like the original Wayne Gretzky, Connor McDavid of like the 1920s and 30s. I'm pretty sure Howie Morenz
played 100 years ago.
Yeah, literally 100 years ago. And I'm pretty sure I don't know if he was around for the forward pass rule. Like I'm not sure.
No, he probably played at least a few seasons without it. Boom Boom, I did not invent it, but he popularized.
Oh, he
it.
popularized.
Yeah,
Fair
I
enough.
can't remember who invented it.
Okay.
But that's insane company.
It's crazy.
That kid's nuts. Like really, very often you see the cross crease pass and it's a bomb from, you think of guys who are so good at it. And
Draisaitl's always the one for me.
Draisaitl, Kucherov, Stamkos, list goes on and on. He doesn't crank the thing. It's just off his stick. Just immediately off his stick.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much time the puck actually spent on his stick for all 3 goals combined, but it was probably less than a second.
The entire time the puck was on his stick, his stick was in motion, catching and leaving.
Yeah, and he's not winding up all the way. It's just a snap and it's gone.
It's beautiful. I want to talk about some of the moments from this game because this was a moments game. There are lots of games that go by and you're like, well, that you take the game on the whole, but this had real drama and back and forth and chaos. And Jesse, I want to start with the high stick.
Oh my God.
Question mark? High stick that we thought John Cooper, we thought Tampa was going to the box, but it turned out not to be.
Yeah. And John Cooper complained about it.
And do you think that John Cooper, in his persuasive lawyer techniques, do you think he got into the heads of the refs, or do you think they made the right call?
I think people like agreeing with John Cooper.
Uh-huh.
I think when John Cooper says something, he has a very persuasive way of saying things, and they like agreeing with him.
That to me is one of those examples of, okay, that might be how the rule is written. I'm not sure, but that's asinine. We all understand that's completely asinine, right?
Yep.
How many?
Explain what happened for anybody that might have missed it.
So Brandon Hagel interfered with Caden Gooley. Caden Gooley's stick is high, but because of the interference from Brandon Hagel, he whacks Braden Point in the face with his stick. It's originally called 2 minutes interference against Hagel. That's a Habs power play, and it turns into 2 minutes against Brandon Hagel, 4 against Gooley, which is then a Tampa power play. And I'm like, John Cooper's a Jedi. Like the power he has over officials. I was talking to Habs fans, and I was just like, Tampa for 4 to 7 games though, and it's all the same reaction. Both Florida teams are exhausting for completely different reasons. Tampa is obviously very dogged and they can do the rough stuff too. Biggest litigators in the league. I've said it for years. It's absolutely crazy. How many levels removed is what happened from Brandon Hagel simply grabbing Caden Gooley's stick and hitting his teammate with it?
It's not. There's an intended action with that. This one seemed completely accidental, right? So there is.
Yeah, but it's an infraction.
And the result is the same.
The infraction caused the additional infraction. Well, you got to be in control of your stick. Well, that's not true. You put a caveat on it. Brandon Hagel cannot simply grab Caden Gooley's stick and then hit Braden Point with it. Okay, so so there is a line. All right, can we go further? If you do something that's against the rules and it causes my stick to hit your teammate, I shouldn't get 4 minutes for it. That's asinine. That's so stupid. And the refs disagreed. They said, no, that's actually very smart.
Jesse, do you agree with Steve, or do you agree with the John Cooper school of thought that this should have been a penalty?
I'm like, Hagel also got 2 for interference.
Yes,
on that play.
He did get his interference.
It was a Habs power play that turned into a Tampa power play, which is just Jedi mind trick.
Yeah. I was trying to bring it up here again so we could go through it, but I think the refs got it right by the letter of the law,
which is what will cover their ass,
which
right?
is like, that's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is the letter of the law is so dumb.
Lightning fans are already steamed this morning that they lost this game, and so when they see
win
this,
the game, like, I don't know,
I like
that's the sequence there.
So watching it back, Caden Gooley's stick hits Braden Point in the face because of Brandon Hagel, beginning, middle, end.
Right.
And I just think that's a weakness in the rule.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
That is a weakness in the rule. Now something I did say after the stream, and I was either right for the wrong reasons or wrong for the right reasons. I can't decide.
All right.
I said John Cooper is going to manipulate the story of this game to be about the calls in the game. Now he did, but not for the reasons that I thought.
And we have the clip, and we are going to play it. Do you want to go to that now? We can.
I suppose we could.
We could go to
post
the clip.
game?
Yeah, the post
Okay,
game.
I want to show this first.
Show this first.
Okay.
This is the screen grab, and you'll see right there. Okay, looking back at it now, a couple of 24 hours, fresh minds. Mm-hmm. Is there a case to be made that the stick was going for the head before Hagel got in the way?
Yes, but it bangs Point in the face, causing damage and causing the extra 2 minutes, so 4-minute double minor, because of Hagel. It would have just been this limp thing that Point maybe goes, and like a little head back or whatever. Mm-hmm. But he's walking.
That's 2 minutes.
Okay, fine. Which isn't a Tampa power play, right? Which is what they got him.
Yeah, because Hagel gets the interference, and then
there's an argument that I'll listen to that this should have been a wash, right? Where it's 2 minutes for Hagel, 2 minutes for Gooley. Okay, fine. Mm-hmm. But it's 4. And the reason it's 4 objectively is Brandon Hagel. He's the reason it hit him so hard.
Because Gooley's getting interfered with. Yeah.
Yeah, because this limp stick he's holding at the top one-handed has nowhere to go, so it just goes wha-bang into the guy's face.
Yeah. No, I was originally on your side, and watching it back, I'm trying to convince myself of the Tampa side, but I think you're right. I think it should have been a wash in this whole thing.
I can live with a wash.
Yeah.
What makes absolutely no sense to me is Tampa coming out of that with a power play. That's ridiculous.
Fair.
That defies logic. It's being difficult for no good reason. What are we doing?
We can go to the John Cooper clip now, but I do want to talk about Josh Anderson's disallowed goal as well. So
sure.
we can. Do you want to go to
another big moment in the game?
You want to go to Cooper, Jesse? It's the first. It's the.
Sure. Yeah, we can play Cooper.
It's right here.
I thought he wasn't going to let Montreal have the victory, and he wasn't going to let Tampa have the loss.
And I think he played this absolutely perfectly.
I do too.
What you're going to see here is you're going to see the first minute 04. I think that the NHL was a little bit late in streaming this media avail.
So we can't play this video. We can play the audio here.
Okay, we'll play the audio. That's
Don't
fine.
play the video here. Here's John Cooper talking.
I mean, come on. We took 4 offensive zone penalties. You just look at them. I mean, that's not over aggression. That was like stupidity in a lot of them. So that was on us. That was a game that we just gave them an opportunity to win. And this is the Stanley Cup playoffs. This isn't game 62. So that is extremely disappointing in the way we, conducted ourselves in the amount of penalties we took. Now let's be honest. We go 3 for 6, whatever it was. So if you're going to kill penalties off at 50%, then you're probably not going to last very long. But if you're killing penalties off at 50% when you only give up 2, so it's 1 for 2, okay, well, maybe you can survive. But you can't let that happen. So that's on us. There's no excuses, nothing.
All right, we'll leave it there.
So that is similar to something he did to the Leafs, which is, yeah, sure, they won, but it's because of us.
We gave them the opportunity.
We gave them the default, we're the better team. And what we did, he conducts this orchestra.
Guys, he's going to be featured on this show until Tampa's out. Like, there is nothing better than a John Cooper press conference. It's the greatest thing. It's must-watch television.
Last night, like, watching that, if that Caden Gooley sequence happened to the Leafs, I'd be hospitalized. Like, the fact he's never won a Jack Adams is malpractice.
Yeah.
From everyone who covers the sport. I don't know who votes on the Jack Adams. I don't know if it's the writers or the GMs or what. Doesn't matter. It's malpractice.
Whoever it is, they're wrong.
If you go to his Hockey DB page, his last award is an award I don't recognize, from,
Okay.
I think, college hockey.
Oh, cool. He's got cups though.
He does have cups,
That's a nice
and
award.
yeah, like I don't think he cares. But
That
no, the game for coaches does not end at final horn, and he's so good.
well, that's game 2. That's the start of game 2.
You're not wrong.
And so
I think you looked a little deep. I think he's just saying his team took a bunch of bad penalties.
well, and they did, and
right.
I think he's talking about that Gensel one.
Yeah.
That was
horrible.
That's a horror. Okay, think about. I know it's game 1 of the playoffs, and the whistles are still a little tighter than they will be, right? Because by game 4, game 5, that's when we start to see real playoff whistles.
Which he said before the series began.
Of course, because there was 5 PKs they were on, or 6 PKs or whatever they took. That's not going to happen by game 5. But think about last minute of the game. Okay, last minute of this game between Montreal and Tampa that's been so hard fought. The the crowd is electric. It always is at. It's not Emily Arena anymore. I was corrected on that. I forget what it is now. It's something
I
else.
also know that.
You have to be egregious in that moment to get a ref to call a penalty, even in a regular season game. That Gensel penalty is unacceptable,
And it's Gensel.
and that loss is on that. That's on him.
That's one of your guys.
That's
Tampa
one of your
has
guys.
Tampa has Jake Gensel because of his playoff pedigree.
Yes.
He's incredible, and he let them down.
Yeah.
He let them down. Like you're out there in that moment because you're Jake freaking Gensel. And
Now, do we think that Jake Gensel's not going to come back and have a great series? No, but this one's on him.
no,
Yeah.
and like he passed up a few shots too.
And
I don't think he had a great game.
In the overtime, I'd say Martin St. Louis should be the first star of the game, because that game turns on him calling that timeout.
Yes.
I think that was the pivotal moment there. And if we're talking about coaching, like, I know you guys want to heap all this praise on John Cooper and give him all the awards. But Martin St. Louis,
Listen to this.
to me, in that game, deserves the Coach of the Year award for that timeout.
Wow.
That's unbelievable there.
Jim Hiller could never.
Where he's thinking, okay, they've been out there for a while. These are my stars. Even though overtime has just started, I'm going to burn this timeout so I keep those guys on the ice and they're fresh. And then they noted, I think it was Cuthbert on the broadcast, where he's like, oh, he's going to drop some play. He's like, no, this is just strictly a breather. And the guys are still out there, and Slavkovsky scores. If he doesn't call that timeout, does Slav go for a line change? Because he's been out there for a minute 40 or whatever it is, and then he's off the ice. But doing that won the game for them.
Yep.
Genius
Yep.
stuff.
The Lightning and the Habs were 1-for-1ing their top power play units. I don't know how much we saw of the second unit for either team. Also, I think Martin St. Louis was in that position because of the great job Kent Hughes has done acquiring
yes.
players for the team. Boom, trumped at the Pander game. Boom, boom. No, I'm kidding. No, you're absolutely right.
You're Mr. I love John Cooper over here. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's so funny that Steve's doing the Canadian series when he hates them. You know,
Yeah.
Jesse?
Hate them.
Shouldn't it be you, Jesse?
Yeah, I don't know. Steve has just told me, like, his dream drink, one with John Cooper.
Oh, I thought it was Montreal Canadiens fans' tears. I thought that was his dream
Oh,
drink.
yeah, no, that's what they'd be drinking at the bar.
You're all about Lane Hudson, but I'm more focused on the crest in the front. Boom,
Yeah.
Panda Fest roasted. Panda Fest roasted. Boom.
You love Steve told me once Darren Radish over Lane Hudson.
Wow.
I was like, Steve, that's ridiculous.
What? He
Why
said
would
that
you
like
say
every
that?
month.
I know.
No,
That's how he starts every stream. This is the Darren Radish stream,
that's
people.
Codswallop, Poppycock, Boulderdash.
You mean future Leaf Darren Radish?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's Steve's favorite player.
Whoa. Hey.
Leo, every night he comes home, he says, Daddy, can I get a Darren Radish jersey? And then Steve's like, no, we need a Jake Gensel jersey.
No.
To
We
lift
need a-
his spirit.
Caden Gooley.
Steve's done this to his kid. He's like, toughen up.
No, this is how you should be acting on the ice.
Toughen up.
So-
That's terrible.
Jake
It's
Gensel-
crazy how fully in control of the situation Jake Gensel
It's
is.
Jose Batista level bomb of a whack of a stick right at the dude's neck.
It's Jake Fensel. He's just fencing. There's no reason to do that.
Full two hands at his head. It's Patrick Kane losing his cool at the end of the game for Detroit.
Yeah.
Sometimes in these moments in hockey games, you just don't have it. You turn red. You're blind to the moment. But you got to be smarter than that.
But of all guys, like this is Caden Gooley, who's relatively new to this. I don't even remember if he played last year because
He might have, but he was not like one of the top guys last year.
I don't remember.
But
But like that's again, Jake Gensel makes all this coin because of his playoff pedigree.
Yeah. But it's a game one. And remember, game ones are weird. They're always weird. Weird shit happens in all sorts of. That's why you never overreact. You never go, oh, well, series is over. No, unless it's the Avs.
It's like the first. It's like the first couple weeks of the NHL season. When you overreact to it, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Games still matter, but it doesn't tell you anything fully. Now, I want to say that the other moment I want to talk about, we're not doing this obviously in sequential order, but the Josh Anderson disallowed goal, when he scored it, because I didn't see how high it was at the beginning, I kind of thought it was going to count until I saw the replay. I was like, instantly, that's not going to count.
No.
But what was crazy, I was like, we said in our playoff preview, Josh Anderson shows up for teams exclusively in blue and white.
That's crazy.
It's either Tampa or Toronto, and he almost had to. And after the game, they talked. Eric Engels, I think, on his Sportsnet column, was talking about the fact that Slav and Anderson have basically sat together for 3 years in the dressing room, and Slav sort of mentioned how much of an effect Josh Anderson's mentorship has had on him. Mm-hmm. And ultimately, they're physically sort of the same guy. But I think Slavkovsky's going to be. I mean,
Slav's bigger,
way he's better, but also he's bigger, but way better.
Oh yeah,
and I think it was cool to see they're two big power forwards, one of the past era, one of the current era, scoring goals yesterday.
Anderson had 14 goals all year.
I know, but he does have that thing, right?
He has gears. What I remember from the 2021 run is. I remember him being really poor. And there were several games on that run where he won them on his own. There was one game against Vegas, I believe. I think they won 2-1 and he had both of them. There was a big giveaway from Marc-Andre Fleury. And I want to say the one game they won against Tampa, I think that was all him too. Like he's just one of those players where, Anderson's got it. Josh has got it tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, whatever snacks they're feeding him in that part of the dressing room, maybe get a few more.
Absolutely.
Pass
3-2 overtime win. Yeah, Vegas, Montreal. That was game 3. Josh Anderson had 2 goals.
There it is.
Yeah, Montreal, Tampa, 3-2 overtime win. Josh Anderson had 2 goals.
There it is.
That was game number 4.
If I stream it and it's the playoffs, I'm not forgetting it.
He's a big game performer. He rises to the occasion.
Yep. And this was a game of moments, and the Habs could have got super frustrated and pissed and whatever.
Well, he did.
He did, but also, didn't the penalty happen right after that, too?
Immediately after, and it was him.
And they could have melted, and they didn't.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of a team that melts in moments like that.
Yes.
And that was something that decidedly did not go the Habs' way. And maybe you would agree that that the refs called it by the letter, but you said you'd be hospitalized if it had gone that way, right?
Yeah,
if it happened to the Leafs.
That call I thought was okay.
This is not the tap down, the penalty that happened afterwards, with Hagel and
the charging.
That and the charging.
Yes.
This is something that I think that these young Habs with some veteran pieces. Remember, Gallagher's still there, Anderson's there, whatever. Matheson. They haven't shown any bit of that. They haven't shown this ability, when their goaltending sucked earlier this season. Yeah, they'd concede leads, but that kind of went away once Dobish took over. And I think that's what's the scariest part about that is that this is not a team that's just going to melt. They're going to be in the game the whole time with you. Mm-hmm. They're going to right up till the end. And Tampa has a lot to prove because they got run over by the Panthers last year, and they got to prove that this is not their new reality. The pressure, I think, is a little bit more on them.
They're in just pre-COVID Penguins territory, where they won those back-to-back cups.
Still great in the regular season.
But the seasons went on. They weren't as dominant, and the playoffs arrived, and they were patted on their little bums and sent on their way. I mean, if Tampa is not able to pull off this series, there's a lot of hockey still to go. They're in that category of, are they great anymore? If you picked them to come out of the East, no one would blame you.
No.
Absolutely no one would blame you. I have Montreal in 7. Feeling pretty good about that after yesterday. But that second period was as bad a period as Montreal could have possibly mustered. They had the 1-0 lead, but they only had one shot on goal for something like 15 minutes of the second period. And then Tampa cracks them twice in a minute. And it looks like they're about to die a slow and painful death over 4 games.
It's amazing.
and they got it back on track in a big way.
Jesse, anything else to add on that?
I was really burned by Tampa last year because I thought that going to that Florida series, because of how good they looked in the regular season, I know they finished second in the Atlantic, but I thought they were playing really well heading into the playoffs. And I was really confident that they were going to hang with Florida and it wouldn't have been a repeat of 23-24 where they lost 4-1. And then last year, they lose the series 4-1 and are outclassed by the Florida Panthers again. And Steve, I think you make a great point that we're in a little bit of it's a post Cup era. This is actually their era post all those Stanley Cups, but it's a weird place for the Lightning to be in. Not that they're not still a great team making the playoffs consistently every single time. They have all these Hall of Famers on their roster, but they haven't won a playoff series since they were in the Cup final against the Avalanche. They lost that series to the Leafs, and then since then they win 2 games combined in 2 years against the Panthers.
Losing to the
and
Leafs
then now this is going to be a really tough series against Montreal. Yep. And you wonder, like, okay, all of these great talents, are we going to see it again?
How long can we do this?
Are we going to get another run with these guys?
And will Hedman be back? Because we had been told he was going to be back for the beginning of the playoffs, and then now he's not.
And he's such
a huge key to that.
People are forgetting the prime of Victor Hedman, which you could say is the prime of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Let's go 2015 to 2022. As dominant a defender this league has seen this generation.
And is he still 80% of that? Even 75, that would be huge.
He's missed a lot of time, played hurt. I think he took some personal time as well. Basically, there was that one weird game at the Olympics where he was on the bench but didn't play, and you got to start asking questions.
Yeah,
right. They're a great team.
Yep.
They're a great team. We're talking about a world we don't live in yet, right? They could win the series in 5.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
But win the next 4 games.
If they lose this series, it's 2023, 24, 25, 26. You don't want a playoff series. That's a long time for them.
And let's do the BetMGM big story. BetMGM is an official sports betting partner of the National Hockey League and has everything for your action on the ice. We're talking about live bets, same game parlays, player props, favorite skaters, and of course, betting on the Stanley Cup winner. And let me say this. This is from Jack Michaels, Edmonton Jack. McDavid and Draisaitl enter tonight 3rd and 4th all-time in playoff points per game behind Gretzky and Mario. While Evan Bouchard is second only to Bobby Orr in points per game among defensemen.
Mid.
Yo, I have never taken away from playoff Bouchard. Playoff Bouchard is a different animal.
No, this is where you got to be difficult sports person about it. So McDavid's 3rd, Draisaitl's 4th. Bouchard's 2nd in his category. Is he the straw that stirs the drink?
You
got to be difficult sports person.
Maybe he's better than them. Relative
so.
to his position.
100%.
Jesse, can I ask you to bring up our Spark brackets, the SDPN wide ones? Because this series, and we've already done the season preview for it, or series preview for it. So if you want to see that, it's on the SDPN YouTube page. But as we get into this and we talk about some of the elements that you can check out on BetMGM, I want to talk about how we went, who went with who in this series, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So just pulling up
this is crazy.
That series, there is one person who chose the Ducks in this series, and that is Ducks truther, Maddie Smith.
Adam, you're a traitor.
I am a listen. I was a Ducks regular season truther, but playing Edmonton in the first round with those kinds of guys, Draisaitl, we don't know if Draisaitl's gonna play. We think he's gonna play.
He's gonna play.
It's pretty hard to go against. Look at that. Chris Johnson, Drew, Steve, Jesse, myself, Hayden, and Julian all pick the Oilers. And there's Maddie going Ducks.
Joke's on you guys.
Is it?
Yeah. Wait, what? How did they do their first game?
They haven't played. They're playing tonight.
Well,
they're undefeated, Maddie.
Yeah. They're undefeated. It's not over till it's over.
Yeah,
that's true.
Watch out.
So, Jess, if we go to the BetMGM website, I just want to know what the lines are. Like, I want to know what the
game or the series?
Game and series.
Which one first?
Let's do series first.
Okay.
Because the series hasn't started. That's fair, right?
Now I have to do that.
Because it's really hard to get a sweep. And it's really hard to I mean, it's even hard to gentleman sweep. Let's be honest. Most series, especially in the first round, go 6-7 games.
We grew up with a lot of 4 and 5 game series. It doesn't happen anymore.
Well, and
Not
I
often.
think James and Jonas were talking about it on their show the other day. It's like by the time you get to the third round, because the mismatches are so bad, by then that's when you get the sweeps.
Yeah.
But in the first round, it's a lot of 5, 6, 7 games, right? So I am very curious about what people think of
That's
this
the opposite of the way it should be.
I agree with you. I agree
We
with
should
you.
have the sweeps early on because the teams that are good in the regular season should be rewarded by facing the bad teams. Thank you, NHL. Here are the series odds for the Oilers-Ducks series. 1.42 times your money for the Oilers. 2.95 times your money for the Ducks. Heavy
Ducks-
favorites, the Oilers are.
Okay, Maddie, are you bold enough to take a Ducks sweep at 26-1?
Yeah, I'll put a $2 Steve on that.
Yeah, Ducks sweep.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Steve
What
is
do I make? What do I make?
You would make $52.
Yo, I'll do it.
Steve is not
Yeah.
recommending you do that.
All right,
Why
now
not?
Jesse, Steve. Okay, there's a bunch of different options there, but I'm just gonna Edmonton a 4-0 is 8-1. Edmonton gentleman sweep 4-1 is 5. A 4-2 Edmonton win is a 4-7-6, and then Oilers game 7 win is a 5-1, and then obviously you got the Ducks 26-1 to sweep.
Wow.
Gentleman sweep is 13-1. 6 game series 750, and then a 7 game is 750. What one do you take? What's the smart move? Go back to Steve here, Matt. I want to see I want to see the wheels turning in Steve's head.
I got 5 because it's actually this exact same odds as 7, which I think is really interesting. I don't know why it's like, no.
It's either we're
sweet spot is 6.
It's either we're going or we're not.
Yeah.
It seems it's odd.
I got 5, and the prop I'd like Zach Hyman hits. He led the entire Stanley Cup playoffs in hits.
I don't think that's
Last
something
year.
that's available.
Yeah,
It's not?
Yeah,
No.
Oh, I'd
you
like
could
it to be.
I don't think you just create that and make
I thought it was.
I took Yakov Trenin in my playoff pool because
Same.
he's a hits machine.
13 in
Yes.
game 1. Unreal.
Jesse, what would you pick? What are you most likely to go with? What's the smartest bet here?
There's a McDavid bet where you can bet him for any game to score 2+ goals.
Any game?
Player to record 2+ goals in any game of the series, you can bet McDavid. It's 1.75 times your money. Draisaitl is 2-1.
Oh, you got to book that.
2+ goals in any game. But you could also just bet him like each game score 2+ goals.
Yeah.
That'd be
No, I love that.
a better way to spend your money. But yeah, I think it's pretty good.
All right, so listen, download the BetMGM app today. Enjoy the NHL like never before. Let me remind you that I'm doing the Oilers stream tonight. BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 18 plus to wager. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you have questions or concerns about your gambling or somebody close to you, please contact Connects Ontario at 1-866-531-2600 to speak to an advisor free of charge. BetMGM operates pursuant to an operating agreement with iGaming Ontario. Congratulations, Maddie, Ducks Truther. Okay, so listen. Yesterday in Buffalo was a party. And we talk about moments games. This was another moments game. But the moment that I need to focus on, that I need you to look at, if you have not seen this already, I got a couple of videos of what happened outside the arena. I mean, we saw, this is crazy. There's snow and sleet and rain. And, you could see the fans just going absolutely berserk. And when they score and win the game, look, watch this. The thing that holds them back, it comes down, but in true Western New York style, they pick themselves back up and bring the gate back up.
They bring it up.
That is Buffalo and
Man.
Western New York to a T.
They're lucky no one was hurt.
They are,
That's
but
crazy.
they're also really nice people. And I just...
Oh, sorry.
which I think is just very cool. And
man.
let's show the Sabres one too, because the Sabres had an even better angle. By the way, I looked at this and I was like, Maple Leaf Sports could never. They could never. It could never be this good. It used to be, but they've messed it up.
They're violently wrecking Maple Leaf Square.
Now, look at
in
this.
Jurassic Park. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Look, they deserve it.
They deserve this.
They deserve it. I'm sure the novelty is going to wear off and I'll hate you soon. But
Not this year.
not this year.
Maybe
no,
in a couple of years when we get tired of you winning.
yeah, there was a rivalry between the Leafs and Sabres growing up. There isn't now. Leafs stink. You're good. And you haven't been there for 14 years. There's none of, not to be the old,
Mm-hmm.
but there's the saying, act like you've been there before.
Yep.
None of these people have been there before.
Yep.
Look at the people in this shot right here. What's the oldest any of them were for the last time the Sabres were in the playoffs? 10? These people are young.
Yeah.
There's how many 30-year-olds are in that audience? Not a lot,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So you're talking high school at the oldest the last time they were there, and it was a bad game. Bad game until it was the best game they'd ever seen.
That's what I'm saying. It's just incredible. Now, it's important to note, guys, that Sabres got booed. And Toronto fans got a lot of shit last year for booing the Leafs. Booing in Toronto didn't work. It made the Leafs worse. In Buffalo, it fired them up.
Also, it's game one.
It's game one, and they were booing. Now,
booing in game one's crazy.
Early Boston goal, and then they go up 2-0, and it sucks the energy out of KeyBank. But Tage Thompson. Let's talk about Tage Thompson.
All the shots they put on Jeremy Swayman, and that's what beat him. That tiddlywinks little soft backhander, no look.
Yep.
Crazy.
He was the first Sabres player to score a goal in the playoffs since who?
Oh my God, friggin' Pat LaFontaine. I don't know.
Jesse, do you have a guess?
Vanek.
Vanek, great guess.
Is Vanek correct?
No, it is Brad Boyce.
Oh my God.
Brad Boyce.
Assisted by Derek Roy, and Tyler Myers in the dying minutes of the third period, Philadelphia eliminating Buffalo, and that was April 26th, 2011. Chris Pronger played in that game. James Van Riemsdyk scored in that game. Claude Giroux assisted. Danny Briere scored in that game. Mike Richards assisted in that game.
Wow.
It's a long time ago. And I want to talk about stars, and I want to talk about what makes a star and what makes you great. Tage Thompson was undoubtedly, gentlemen, the star yesterday. No disrespect to Matthias Samuelsson who also scored. But as a Leaf fan who has seen so many games melt away in front of the Bruins, it was nice to see it done the other way.
Uh-huh.
And we talk about one of our biggest problems in Toronto was always when we needed our stars to step up, they wouldn't. Buffalo needed their star to step up.
Tage tied it on his own. What else do you want? What else could you possibly want in the whole wide world? That's a performance, man. Can you say, and you're going to be able to say this about so many Sabres just because they have a bunch of longtime guys there and they've never been there, is that the best game of Tage Thompson's life? It's the most impactful, right?
Mm-hmm.
Friggin' guy got 2 goals to tie a playoff game, and then they won it at home. It's the best game of his life until the next one. Yeah. Again, it's a game one. Okay.
But I look at that and I go, there's a guy telling everybody I should have been in the playoffs before, and I'm going to take every advantage of being in them now.
I'm him. Yeah, man. That's awesome.
Jesse, should we be surprised that a 7-footer was dominant in a playoff game?
No, like he uses that reach to his advantage on that first goal, that wraparound that he sneaks by Swayman. Beautiful stuff. Like he, as you said, Steve, he creates that on his own. The second goal too is what you said he created on his own. But like both of them, I thought just fantastic individual efforts. But this is the Buffalo Sabres hockey they've been playing since December. So we shouldn't really be surprised. I was worried that they would have melted in this moment because so many guys haven't been there. But eventually, as the game went along, they got back to who they were, who they have been over the last couple of months, and that's a team that can score at will. And I was worried if they lost this game that they would lose the series because you get down, you've never been there. Boston has experience. And the Sabres never been there. They're going to get defeated and get down. But the fact that they're able to get their game together and win that one gives me a lot of hope for like a really deep playoff run here. I feel like in this game one, a lot of could have turned on the series.
Yes.
Like this one to me felt like a really big game one, and they did it. It was really cool.
On top of the 2 goals, like 7 shots.
Yeah.
For Tage, which is second only to Matt Boldy, who was absolutely insane in his first game. You got to prove it to yourself a little bit, right? That you can do it at this level, and you might as well get it out of the way and get rid of any seed of doubt in game one. Yeah. And it's funny to me and let me know if I'm off base because this is definitely how it feels. Does Buffalo not have kind of the mindset that they're the underdog? And does Boston not kind of have the mindset that they're not necessarily the favorite, but they're the team who's been here before?
I 100% think the Sabres are in the nobody believes in us territory of hockey team.
Right.
You know, yeah, they're coming into this being like, we got something to prove. Nobody thinks we're going to get this done. And Boston being the big bad Bruins and like the crest and what that carries, and the Sabres breaking this playoff streak. It's now we're playing with house money. Let's go in there and win something.
Right.
That energy is going to carry them here far. That's why I think it was so important to get that first one and be like, okay, now we know that we can do this. Let's keep it going.
It's a confidence boost. It gives the fans exactly what they were like. I'll be honest with you. I was watching that as a Leaf fan going, even when the Leafs played the Caps and they were this young, fun, upstart team that had surprised everybody, they still would never win. Well, at least never win a game one. They never won a game. They gave their fans the perfect night. I doubt anybody in Buffalo's working today. Nobody's working. Like this is you should expect productivity levels that are like Bills playoffs.
Hey,
You know?
mix in a water and bananas.
Yeah. That's what?
That's my hangover cure. Water and bananas.
Buffalo, I believe, had 18 comeback wins this year.
Mm-hmm.
So Boston is going to be in a position where they're going to have to, like, again, like with the Canadians, they're going to have to be in it every single minute. And I know the Bruins can do that, but I think what's at stake here with Boston to a lesser extent than Tampa is the same thing, which is does that Bruins identity with McAvoy and Pasternak and Lindholm and all these guys still there. Zaka's newer to this, but you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Does that brand still exist?
It's got to worry you that, like, I don't know if Jeremy Swayman can give you a much better game than that. Right?
No, he was good. He was really good.
And it wasn't good enough. You know, do you look at it and, like, when was Tage's first goal?
It was in the third
Or
period.
rather, I guess the tying goal.
Third
You can
period.
still allow the first goal.
It was 15:44 of the third period. So you're talking about 6-7 minutes left.
Yeah, man. Oh boy. There's not. It's the margins are so small, but he can't do much better.
Mm-hmm.
He cannot do much better. Like, if you're Boston, maybe you got to tell yourself score effects were a factor, but otherwise, you know, yes, it's a Sabres comeback, but if you look at the stats on the whole, it's like, oh, maybe we just kicked their ass, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you look at it statistically after the game, what did Boston win? Where was Boston the decidedly better team? By the time it's all said and done, Buffalo kind of kicked their ass. It's just the way the order that things happened.
Jesse, does this change? Does that third period come back? Because that's what it is, right? Boston was in control.
Yeah.
Does it change your opinion? And I don't even know where you voted on your Spark here.
I picked the Sabres to win.
You picked the Sabres to win. How many games do you remember?
6, I think.
Okay.
6 or 7.
Does it? I'm assuming it doesn't change your thoughts on where this goes then, because you already picked the Sabres to win.
Yeah, and it gives me a little bit more confidence that they can get this done. They're the better team. Like, if we were just taking how these two teams have played this season, they are the better team. And you're talking about, like, the comeback victories. They've actually been really dominant when they get up in the games. I think they have a 9.
So they're good at coming back and they're good at dodominating you for the beginning.
They have a 9.29 win percentage when they're up, when they lead at the end of the first period. They
Good
went
at winning.
26-2-0 when leading after the first period. This is actually a really good front running team. The only team kind of better than in the regular season, the only team better in the regular season was the Avs, who are 30-0. 30-0-4.
Wow.
30-0-4 after when they're leading after the first period, which is just craziness. But the Sabres are right there with them. So, like, this was your opportunity if you're Boston to steal a game because you got off to that early lead and the Sabres took it away. So if they get up in these games, like, I this might be a shorter series than we think.
Well,
maybe we should regroup to like a 5-gamer.
If you're Marco Sturm, you are spending the next 48 hours just trying to beat the crap out of that narrative with brass knucks on. Your message to your team has to be it's a long series. It's so hard to win 4 games. So hard to win 4 games out of 7, man.
But you got to win 4 of your next 6 now.
It's hard.
When you put it in those terms, it's like,
Yeah, but that's not the message you convey.
No, I guess not.
So you're right. Okay, but like, shut up, nerd. Like, they have to. No. It's not about what we have to do. It's what they have to do, and they have to do it against us, and they're not going to be able to do that because we kick ass.
That's what you got to do.
That's the message.
Okay. Man, that is a fun series. By the way, I have Sabres going all the way to the finals. I think I've got them. They've got magic this year. There's something about them. Doesn't have to make sense all the time, right? But in a lot of ways for the Sabres, it does. A Sabres Montreal or Sabres Lightning series is going to be berserk too.
Don't you guys have the same final?
Av Sabres, yeah.
You guys both picked Av Sabres.
This is
separately from each other too. It's not like
This year
You coordinate.
so wonky. Drew's pissed that I picked the Avs. He's really upset.
Because you usually are wrong.
He texted me immediately. He goes, "You're a piece of shit." And I don't like playing this card with Drew, but I'm his boss. And how many of you have ever wanted to text your boss and go, "You're a piece of shit"? And just to emphasize it, he went, "You're a piece of shit." And then he went, "Piece of shit."
incredible.
But like, it's such a wonky year for the playoffs to me. I'm like, I guess I should probably go with the best team.
That's kind of what I went with.
There's the President's Trophy winner that's been the best team all season, and then there's the Sabres who have been the best team since a certain point.
Yep.
So I went with those two.
Now, you guys have heard our very first 100% Clutch Canadians presented by Moosehead Canadian Lager, but we have not done one in the playoffs, and we're not doing it today. Hold back. Hold your horses, okay? Not allowed to talk about it until the end of the week, but what I do want to let you know is that Moosehead is literally the last major brewery in Canada that's still owned by Canadians.
That seems wrong.
Well, it's right because it's Moosehead, you know?
Yes.
And listen, we want to touch a little bit on our Canadian patriotism. SDPN is a fully owned by Canadians brand. Moosehead, fully owned by Canadians brand. It's a perfect pairing. Kind of like a Moosehead and a summer's day.
Oh, Adam.
By the pool, Steve, at Lake Dangle.
I woke up and it was negative temperatures this morning.
Oh, yeah.
And I am
Ugly.
yearning. I am yearning.
Yearning for something crisp and delicious.
Yes.
Jesse,
Yeah.
if you were to give us a quick tease on who your Friday might already be after this weekend, give me a first name.
His name starts with the letter E, and his last name ends with the shard.
He hasn't even played a game yet. Jesse.
I know what I'm angling for.
Oh my
Faultless.
goodness. I am shocked that it wasn't L. Oh no, he's not Canadian.
Yeah.
Plays for a Canadian
Adam.
team.
L.
How dare you?
You're right. See, it's got to be a Canadian.
No, Adam's American is showing.
100% Clutch Canadians presented by Moosehead Canadian Lager every single Friday on SDPN. And by the way, pick up a pack of Moosehead this weekend or this week, whatever works for you. Moving on, unless you guys have anything else to add on this game.
Tough game for Pavel Zacha.
And he's been a star for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Major piece for them. Carolina, Ottawa. Sluggish game, as you would expect any Carolina game to be. But Jesse, what surprised me was after the first sort of 10 minutes where Ottawa sort of dominated the shot counter.
There was no shots for Carolina. I started doing the countdown of like, hey, are we going to get a full period with no shots on goal for Carolina? And then everything turned.
The game started exactly the way Ottawa would have wanted it to. The fight off the top I thought was kind of silly, but whatever, do your thing, Brady. And
Steve, what do you think?
What do you mean?
What do you think about Brady Tkachuk starting that game with a fight? As a big fan of things Brady Tkachuk does, what does Steve Dangle think?
I feel like that would have had a bigger impact in Ottawa. Like if what you're trying to do is set the tone, and like, by the way, you got tuned, right? Like you're trying to fire up the boys
and you got your ass
half conscious. Like Jordan Stahl caught him good. I met both those guys on the same day, actually. And Brady Tkachuk is an enormous human being with, I think, the biggest head I've ever seen.
That's saying something when you sit next to me.
Dude, me. Like, all three of us,
All
actually.
three of us.
All
You got
three
big
of us
heads.
have absolutely enormous heads.
Lollipops.
But yes, pumpkin on a toothpick. Yeah, it's big.
Yes, yeah.
Jordan Stahl.
Is he big? I've never met him.
Yeah, neither have I.
He's gronked. Like, he is absolutely juiced. That guy's jacked. And to be caught with a Jordan Staal punch, I imagine is a bad time. Now, can I throw this out there? Not to be disrespectful to Jordan Staal. That's a really, really good trade for the Carolina Hurricanes.
I thought that exact thing, and I'm sure Jesse said it on the stream. Like, that's excellent. You take Brady Tkachuk out of the first 5 minutes of action.
He was drafted in what, 2006?
Yeah,
You're not Sid.
He won the playoff. He won Sid's first cup with him.
Yeah.
Sid's first cup.
Yes.
In 08.
That's a really, really good trade for the Sens. This isn't the
For the Canes, not the Sens.
Sorry?
The Sens don't like that trade. The Canes.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Yeah, sorry, the opposite, Stephen. Yeah, like Brady Tkachuk is a star. Like, to me, it almost indicates, like, I can't be as effective as I need to be, so I'm going to fight.
You think he was hurt?
I don't know.
If you're hurt.
Well, he was hurt. He was definitely hurt after the fight.
Yeah. I mean, he looked over at the bench and was like, and again, Sens fans are going to accuse me of hating here, but he looked over and he's like, come on, boys. And I'm like, that fight would, I mean, it's always
you got
adrenaline inducing, but when you get tuned up on the road.
Yeah.
I know the Sens came out and played a good first 10 minutes and maybe that had something to do with it.
So maybe it worked.
But
maybe I'm being a nerd.
I just is kind of like, I
don't
hate that he tried though.
I don't hate that he tried. I don't hate the idea, but I'm like, Jordan Staal?
Yeah.
Like, that's, and also it's in their barn.
Let Nick Cousins go after Jordan Staal.
Well, if I'm Jordan Staal, I don't do that. But
Yeah.
like what I'm saying is it's in their barn.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know. If he kicks his ass, I feel totally different about it. That's the thing about, all right, we're going to fight off the opening draw. You got to win.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't.
I thought it was a bit of a miscalculation by him to take himself out of the game for the start of the game.
Yeah.
He didn't play until his shift came 6 minutes into the period. So 14 something. It was like 14:58, I think it is.
That's your captain.
That's too much time. 6 minutes off the top of the game to not have Brady Tkachuk available for the Sens is a little... You shouldn't do that to yourself.
No, I want you out there hitting Shane Gostisbehere 6 times in the first 3 shifts. Like, I don't know. And like, over a 7-game series, that's just a better use of your energy, and you still get to be big, scary, manly man and impose your will. And I don't know. I feel totally differently about it. If he completely, can you imagine he knocks out Jordan Staal center ice to start the series in Carolina?
Sure.
Maybe it's just a calculated risk and it didn't work.
But in that case, he's still not in the game.
And Jordan, neither is Jordan.
Sure, but like you can, like, who knows how long you're going to get that whistle for? Imagine like the 5-minute passes and then there's just no whistle for another 5 minutes.
Yep.
And you spend the half of the first period of a playoff game without one of your top line players.
That'd be funny.
That'd be ridiculous.
There's just no whistle. It's just 13 minutes in and Aho's just dicking around with the puck.
It happens.
It does happen.
Whistles, you can have long times in between whistles.
Yeah.
Jesse, I want to know what happened after, minute 10. You know, the Sens hold the Canes to 0 shots, and I'm like, and I'm feeling good because I have the Sens winning this series.
So maybe it worked. Maybe it worked.
But it didn't work the whole game.
No.
And what I was really surprised by, and maybe you can tell me about this, is that I said for the Sens to win this series, they've got to physically impose themselves on Carolina. That is when Carolina loses. When they get physically imposed on, people can talk about game-breaking
And
talent. Frustrated, yeah. But you look at their series against Florida last year and the series against Florida 3 years ago now, however long it was, where Brandon Moore's like, it felt like it was longer series or whatever. I'm like, that's because the Panthers are paying. Why were the Senators unable to do that?
It was great team defense by Carolina is where things started because the Sens were unable to transition through the neutral zone and set up anything offensively. Like there was 0 sustained zone time for them outside of the power play opportunities. And even then on the power play, they were kind of disastrous. So Carolina, fantastic team defense. They're not allowing Ottawa to do anything off the rush, not able to do anything dump and chase. And then that leads to just Carolina Hurricanes hockey, where they're coming back the other way. They'll do it'll be a lot of low danger shots on goal, but they just need a couple to get through. And Stankoven gets one, and then they get the other one on the Nikishin shot, and then scramble in front. And that's all they kind of need.
And from Julian McKenzie, I was shocked by this. The Sens line of Cousins, Pinto, Amadio recorded an expected goals for percentage of 0% tonight, according to MoneyPuck.com. Pinto was so eye-opening to me in the Leaf series last year. Amadio has been, I think, a really effective player since getting waived by the damn Leafs. And Nick Cousins, too. Like, that's a rat bastard. Nothing? You had an expected goals for of nothing?
Yeah.
And that's not the biggest surprise of the game. I can't believe it's taken us this long. They started Freddie Anderson.
Who was the star?
And the man got a shutout.
Yeah, Freddie Anderson was unbelievable that game. He made every big save he needed to make. The one off the line was crazy. That should have been a goal 10 times out of 10. He makes that save. And it's all because of the way Carolina plays hockey. Like, they're playing it so it's easy on Freddie, and then he executed when he needed to execute. As a team, as a whole, I don't think any team had a more impressive showing over the course of the weekend in terms of playing their game solidly. Minnesota just dominated. They put up a bunch of goals. And domination.
Oh, boy.
But if you're talking about a team that played perfectly structured hockey from that 10 minutes onwards, they look so darn impressive, Carolina did. And that's how they've looked all season. And the question with Carolina is like, okay, when is this thing going to fail once you reach the conference final? And these early rounds, they always seem to play their games, and they did it here.
At some point, like, Ottawa's just got too much talent. It feels like they're gonna take the leap. That's a tough team to take it against.
Jesse, who do you, if Ottawa's going to have a better game too, what do they need to do?
I thought they should have tried to play a little bit more run and gun and get chances off of the rush, because getting into the zone and thinking, hey, we're just gonna sit here and have a couple shots on goal. We're gonna, as soon as we shoot it, we're gonna regroup and get it back up to the point. That's not gonna happen versus Carolina. They have too many good guys who can go retrieve the puck in the corners and get it out of the zone and not allow you to do anything. So you're going to have to score just off of the opportunities that you have, the brief rushes that you'll have up the ice. You're going to have to score like that quickly. It'll be one or two shots and that's it. And you got to capitalize on those opportunities. So you got to think about the guys on their team who can work with speed through the neutral zone, and that's how you're going to win this game, because the goals are going to be tough.
And how do you make your speed more effective? You absolutely exhaust your opponent, and that's where the after whistle work comes into play, boys. That has to be a factor.
You got to get in there and do what the Panthers did, right? You've got to be mean. You've got to be brutal, and you've got a Kachuk brother, a former Panther as well, in Nick Cousins. You got guys who can lead the charge on that. Ridley Grigg is a bastard.
Oh yeah. If you're gonna
they can't do that.
If you're gonna have a 0 expected goals for percentage, you better be doing other shit.
And it was bad. Now let me throw this at you. Linus Ullmark's playoff history has been spotty, to say the least. 860 in 21-22 save percentage in 2 games. 6 games in 22-23, the infamous collapse against the Panthers. 896 save percentage there. 23-24 with the Bruins, he played 2 games, 886 save percentage. Last year against the Leafs in 6 games, which he started all of them for, 880 save percentage. And this game has to be the best game of Linus Ullmark's playoff career. I thought he was great.
He had one pretty good one against the Leafs. I guess that would have been game 5.
I'm not too familiar with his history of every game to make that play.
But I just think he was spectacular.
This is the problem, Jesse. It's 60. Well, heading into this game, it's 16 games. And it's a small sample size. Well, when you're not good in the playoffs, your sample size is usually small.
I'm just saying, like, my brain, I don't know about your brain, I remember like 2 of those 16. I can't defend it.
Well, I guess my point is that, like, Linus, that's a positive. He's been great the last couple of months.
No goal that game. The 2 goals they scored was his fault.
Right.
It was a shot by Nikishin that rides up. And then the Sens lose the puck battle in front because there's two guys there who bang it home. And then the other one's a really tricky, nice play by Jackson Blake to do a little drop pass that fools him, and Stankoven buries it, because Allmark's a little caught off guard by that. And that's just a really good offensive play. I'm not putting that game on him at all. You can't stop every puck if your team, even if you stop every puck and your team doesn't score, you're not going to win. Yeah. You can't win the game 0-0. Your team has to score. Yeah. So I don't know. Ottawa needs offense here. That's the thing. And Allmark, to his credit, had a good performance. And that's the performances they were looking for early on when they weren't getting goaltending. And now they're getting it, and they're going up against a good team. And now it's the other pieces that they need to get together.
Freddie Anderson might be the most unpredictable goalie in the league. Like
Freddie? Yeah.
He might be. Like, I'm not.
Adam isn't buying it. No, by the way.
Well, I'm not
surprised.
Zero expected
he got a shutout. Goals.
No, well, that one.
If he didn't get a shutout, then that's on Freddie.
No, but the Carolina made it very easy on Freddie, and he did his job. It was a combination, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. He
did his job.
I had a debate with CJ in our group chat because CJ happens to think Freddie's a great playoff goalie, and I think
he is.
I think the team in front of him is great. I am not. You just got right there. Freddie Anderson, one night is great. The next night is awful. And that's Freddie Anderson throughout his entire career in the playoffs. Regular season success. He is a bit of a Band-Aid lately, but he's older now. That happens. Mm-hmm. It's not that I don't believe in Freddie Anderson's talent. I don't believe in Freddie Anderson's consistency. And you can go and you can look at all of the people will go and they'll go on HockeyDB or whatever, and they're going to go and look at his save percentages throughout the years. Yeah, because he plays for Carolina, the best defensive team in the league, or top 3 year in and year out. Okay?
You should know this. He was a world beater with the Ducks
in the playoffs. Yeah, he was good with the Ducks. And then, hilariously, when it gets into games that matter, he had 3 losses against the Panthers last year, 15 goals allowed.
Damn,
it's a lot
in the playoffs. Not each. Sorry. My point is that when you're averaging in big games, when you're averaging 5 goals against, that is not good. Yeah. And I think people are always talking about, oh man, Carolina needs a game-breaking forward, and Carolina thinks that too. Like the Mikko Rantanen trade, the Gensel trade.
Oh, they went out and got Ehlers.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they got Ehlers to be Mikko Rantanen though. I think he just fits their system.
No, but he was the best winger available. Right?
100 and not a game-breaking talent.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Connor McDavid.
Ehlers had a good game.
Yeah. No. But I'm talking about Connor McDavid as a game-breaking talent.
There's a tier of players above.
And they don't have anybody in that tier. And that's okay. To me, they don't need to get that guy. The rest of the team's fine. They need the goalie.
Yeah.
That's what they
You would have started Brandon Bussey.
Absolutely.
Even though Frederick Anderson had a shutout and made an unbelievable save.
With the power of hindsight.
Unbelievable save against a team that had a 0 expected goals.
There wasn't a lot for him to do, but when there was, he stepped up to the plate.
And you know what? That's great. That's what you're paid to do. We'll see what happens over the course of the season.
He did his job and he did it well.
Right. All right. And my thing with Freddie Anderson is not, does he do his job well? It's, does he do his job well consistently?
Right. What's your expectation tonight?
Tonight?
Because a lot of people are going to be hearing this probably mid-game or just before the game.
Anderson's 40 saves deep.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna get shit on. I know that. I don't know that Ottawa's going to be able to put up those kinds.
Yeah, because
I just don't know.
You're saying 40 shots deep. Carolina Hurricanes hockey,
18 shots deep.
The Ottawa Senators had the Leafs thing going on where even when you're down, you can't get the score effects going because the defense of the Hurricanes is so good. Yeah. The Sens end up with 22 shots. Hurricanes have 29. That's a game where the Sens are trailing all game. They should have more shots. They should be able to pepper shots at Anderson, but they just can't.
They famously won a game with a random man in net.
When Florida beat them in 22-23,
literally.
Yeah, and when Florida beat them in the conference finals in 22-23, obviously they were regularly outshot. The Panthers regularly outshot by Carolina. Okay. But what people forget about that run is the Panthers were regularly outshot the entire run. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't just Bobrovsky, although he was phenomenal.
This is 23.
This is 23.
Yeah.
What the Panthers were unbelievable at was how opportunistic they were. When they had an opportunity, they fucking buried it. And, we talk about how tough the Panthers were in the playoffs and how mean and bullying and all that's true. But nobody for their 2 Stanley Cup wins really, maybe outside of their fans, gave them enough credit for is this the moment to score? Then I'm scoring. They always buried it. And I think the way the Senators are going to get back in this series and get past these guys is they're going to have to be efficient. They're going to have to be opportunistic. There's no firing a shot wide. How many times do we see Nylander, Marner, Matthews do that? Yeah. You need to be laser when you get an opportunity against the and
go to the friggin' net.
That you've got a goalie in Freddie, if he starts tonight, that you can get inside his head, you get him off his game early, and you can take advantage.
Crash the net.
Absolutely.
Crash the net. And here, let me throw this out. Let's say the series goes 7.
Okay.
How many goalies does Carolina use?
Oh, 2. 100%.
I think it might be 3.
You think
I can
Kochetkov
see
gets
it
it?
being 3.
You can get Kochetkov it?
If he's healthy.
I don't think they care. Listen, I'm pro running 3 goalies, so I would love to see it.
In one series?
Yeah, why the fuck not? Win the series. Just win the series.
The physical narrative, just to touch on that for briefly, Carolina needs to be more physical, blah, 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 blah. They out-hit Ottawa in that game 57-39.
Which is crazy because they had the puck the whole time too.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Carolina, if they want to get in there and smash bodies, they can do it.
They're more like Tampa than they get credit for, if that makes sense. Like Tampa is this highly skilled skating, puck-moving team, but like they're bastards. Mm-hmm. And what happened to the Florida Panthers is they used to be that team. Tampa broke them, broke their brains, and turned them into these demons. Is Carolina gonna finally encounter what we kept begging the Leafs to do, and failing? Is this their broken run? Is this their run where they turn heel and they just go nuts on you?
Could be.
It'd be great. It'd be great to watch.
Steve, I got a question for you.
Yeah?
Is it feeling summery in here to you?
It is. It does kind of feel summery and smells like gorgeous man.
Really? Yeah. That's you know what? It must be Jesse Blake in his chubby.
Woo!
Yeah, it's not the gorgeous man. It's the gorgeous shirt I'm wearing.
Right, mid-man gorgeous shirt. Got it.
And listen, Chubby's, not only does it put you in a dangerously good mood, look at Jesse. Look at him smiling.
I'm relaxed. I feel poolside right now.
But they also have some of the best shorts out there.
Yeah.
Crazy shorts and some great beachwear too. I don't think I could pull that off the way you pull that off.
No, I'm doing it how you should. No shirt underneath.
Absolutely.
Heavens no.
No, I know some guys, they like to throw the tank on underneath, but this thing needs to breathe.
Almost feels like a crime that you're sitting upright. You should be on a lounger.
I wish.
Engineered with 4-way stretch fabric that handles swimming laps as well as it handles lounging poolside. They fit for your legs and for your arms and for your torso like nothing you've ever had before.
The swim trunks are great, especially I like the lined ones. They got lined ones. They're awesome.
Yeah, because I always feel weird about unlined swimming shorts because I'm like, do I want to wear my underwear? Not really. Do I want to go, underwearless? Well, not really, because there's children.
You should give us more details.
Yeah, no, I just
your down
I'm
below
that
part.
Chubby still believes in lined bathing suits. Okay, that went away for a while. It was very strange. Chubby's celebrating 15 years. The original shorts that redefine proper length shorts are back. Same iconic fit, same design, first comfort, and easygoing vibe that built the brand in the first place. And for a limited time, because summer is on the way, Chubby's is giving our listeners 20% off, gentlemen. The code is SDP, and you go to chubbysshorts.com. That's 20% off with the code SDP. Give your thighs, especially the thicker ones, the VIP treatment they deserve with Chubby's. Support our show. Tell them we sent you. Chubby's, CHUBBIES shorts.com. 20% off. Last night, the Utah Mammoth kind of showed their youth. Got up early and blew it. And blew it against a very experienced, tough Golden Knights team that looks really fucking good. I don't think Carter Hart has lost a game under Tortorella. He's been...
I don't know.
So what did you guys take away from this game? Because I felt like, man, this is a Jesse, go ahead.
I just ended the last thing talking about the hits. Vegas recognized that the playoff games that you play in this part of the year are different than all of the regular season games. They had 52 hits last night. That is their most amount of hits in a game in 2 years.
This is
Whoa.
Vegas or Utah?
Vegas did.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
And they entered that game knowing that we're not going to play the same hockey we just played for the last 82 games. We're going to play playoff style hockey. And I think it was Barbashev in his post game who just frankly said it point blank.
He's a wrecking.
We're going to do this thing where we're going to play a different style of hockey. And I thought Mark Stone's game was fantastic.
I mean, he's
like
Mark
that's a guy who's had an underrated regular season. One of the best of his career.
One of his best highlights of the game, he didn't score and it didn't register as a shot on goal. He just walked into the zone. I think it was in the second period. Slap shot off the post.
Yeah, and like the scoring they got from the bottom of their lineup, like ridiculous. And then like John Tortorella loads up the top line. I thought Marner was going to start on the second line. He decides to go Eichel Marner, like credit to him. He does it. Load it up. It's the playoffs. Go for it. And it doesn't matter because all four lines for Vegas were cooking. It was a really good game by them.
Listen, Utah's a good team. They're an exciting team. I had a real hard time before the playoffs began picking them in the series. After game one, I have a harder time.
Mm-hmm.
It's Vegas. It's just pure disrespect to not pick them. What has Utah showed you over the course of an entire season that makes you go, despite Vegas's experience and top end skill, I'm picking this team?
I'll tell you, if Utah plays their game. By the way, Cooley was running around last night. Did you see Nick Dowd saying, "I'm going to epic kill you"?
Cooley was a lot of fun.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah.
He was
And
great.
also, Sean Dursey, let's play a fun game called $5,000 fine or 6-game suspension.
yeah,
Because
he's a noted Alan Walsh.
He's an
client.
Alan Walsh client and they friggin' hate him.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't headbutt guys.
You can't.
Yeah.
Now,
Isn't it like a major penalty too? If
It can
they
be.
catch you doing it
Yeah.
on purpose.
I don't know how they didn't catch it.
Yeah.
Like,
And
But back
was
to
bad.
where the disrespect comes from. I think a lot of people see Utah as the big next up and comer. Like in 3 years, they could be what Dallas and Colorado are.
that's a long time.
And I think I know, but it's at a certain point it has to happen.
Yeah.
And you look at Vegas on the whole, and I know honestly sometimes the playoffs it's just you get hot at the right time, and Vegas are hot. They're red hot.
Oh, yeah.
Won to the division when they shouldn't have. Like, it's amazing what they've done. But you look at this and you go, they can skate Vegas into the earth. I know Marner's on that team.
Fast.
They're fast. They're mean. And they seem to have everybody together and healthy.
If you can,
And their
take one in
goaltending has
Vegas-
been more consistent all season long.
I thought Vejmelka looked good. You got to be, you got to have a belief, and you got to take one in Vegas. You're the road team. You're not going to win this series if you don't win one in Vegas. If you can take game two, that helps flip the script on you, and you get wishy-washy guys like me to be like, maybe they can do it. But after watching one game, I'm like,
It is one game.
I'm feeling pretty good about Vegas.
Shout out Jesse Granger in The Athletic, where I got that stat about their 52 hits, most in 2 years. And it was Barbashev who said, it's hard to play like that for 82 games. When the playoffs come, I think it matters.
And when they won the cup, was he not the guy?
Yeah.
He's a
He was unbelievable.
Like that's something that's so underrated. Just guys who know how to play playoff style hockey and bang bodies, and against an inexperienced team like Utah, you can take advantage of them in those ways.
Yep.
It was so, again, it's one game, we'll see, but it was so hard to believe what was going on with Vegas. Like, to me, Vegas and Edmonton should be treated roughly the same.
Mm-hmm.
But Edmonton got a little bit more of a pass, like, yeah, well, it's regular season. Who gives a... I mean, it's Vegas.
Do you remember when Florida took off the last 3 months of last year's regular season?
They were awful.
They were so bad.
That's why
Coming
I
out of
think I
Four
picked
Nations.
Tampa.
Yeah, me too.
Because, again, like, so we just did our previews, like, not even a week ago, and you're looking on paper and you're like, well, and there's a reason why when I shoot those videos, I don't like doing preview videos.
No, me too.
Because I'm looking at the evidence and pleading with myself. I'm like pleading with the evidence, going, please show me something different. And last year, yeah, the Panthers were bad.
But they understood we can kind of coast this thing. We have the third place in the Atlantic locked up. We're going to play Tampa. We can just kind of cruise. One of our guys will take a bunch of PDs and get suspended, and we'll be fine.
And he'll be come back for the playoffs.
And then he'll be
Nice and fresh.
rested and ready, and maybe he can take some more PDs when he comes back.
and then get suspended immediately, and it's like 2 games.
And then playoffs roll around. We'll play our peak hockey.
Yep.
Like that's the mentality they went with.
Yep.
And like Vegas is the same thing.
Yeah.
We can cruise.
Listen, if they do lose to Utah, I think they're in trouble.
Oh,
as
game
a
one's
team.
all overreaction. Like they could lose the next 4 games. Who cares? Throw everything we said out the window.
They absolutely could. Maybe Utah was experiencing what the Sabres were experiencing, but they wilted instead of finding a way through. Like just 2 teams who they haven't been there outside of Sergachev, who has like 400 games of playoff experience.
20 cups. Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's insane. Yeah, he's actually a 50-year-old man. But it's Vegas. Like, I don't know how you don't pick them.
Yeah, Marner, Eichel, all the stars look good. Stone, I already mentioned, look good. And then, depth scoring. Like, what are you going to do in that instance?
Lose.
Utah. Yeah.
Lose.
But, like, then...
Give up 3 goals in the third.
Yeah, so we'll see if they can bounce back. But, I don't know. I'm taking Vegas after that game 1.
I like the idea that, like, series are long. Maybe they'll be fresh. Maybe their speed becomes more of a factor the longer the series goes, but you're in tough, man. You're in tough.
Ultimate series not to overreact to. Dallas and Minnesota. Absolutely wild first game, but to me, it's like, nah, I know Rupe's not playing, and I still pick Minnesota to win. But I will not overreact to this game. I refuse. 6-1 Minnesota. There's no way. That doesn't happen.
I feel pretty not good about my Dallas in 7 pick.
All right, but it's game 1, Steve, and I'm the one who picked Minnesota.
I hope
Yeah, but
so.
it's time to overreact.
Oh, okay, all right.
That's what we're doing.
Go ahead. What am I holding this back
Boldy was
Dallas is
a
trash.
complete monster.
for? Yeah, Dallas sucks.
It might as well be the Canucks.
The Dallas Leafs. What are they, the Green Leafs?
Green Leafs. Yeah.
What is this, spit soup? Hayden was like, you guys didn't even mention Matt Boldy in your video. I was like, listen, I hate previews. I hate it because you only have so much time, and then you're like, I forgot shit.
You can't mention everybody. Did we get a Mikko Rantanen mention in there? Like sometimes things are
Probably
just-
not.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I don't remember. But he leads the Stanley Cup playoffs in shots.
Amazing.
After 1 game with 8. Yakov Trenin, I haven't looked. I assume he leads the league in hits with 13.
Yep.
Completely they ran them over. Thomas Harley was run right over.
Yep.
Pancaked in his own building.
Mm-hmm.
Like, listen, Leafs beat Tampa 5-0 in game 1 of their series in 2022. Didn't help.
Yep.
They lost. But pretty good looking for Minnesota. Now, I did say this in my bracket video.
Mm-hmm.
I have Colorado beating the Kings, which I feel less need to justify.
Yeah.
But I have Colorado beating whoever comes out of the series. And the reason for that is I'm building a bracket. And if I have one of Dallas or Minnesota coming out of the West, it's going to ruin my entire bracket. Right? And so I had Dallas winning the series. If I'm wrong, I got to have whoever plays Colorado lose or my whole bracket's yard sale. And if Colorado loses, then I lose anyway.
I don't think they're gonna.
Colorado?
Yeah. I mean that game, that LA game, that might be the closest LA gets. Like
Drew was like mad it was only 2-1.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying. That score is a little bit of a misnomer with that Dallas game. Or not Dallas game, Colorado game.
Still on the Minnesota part, though. My favorite thing to come out of the Minnesota playoff start here is this guy named Jonathan. Hayden sent this through because Hayden needs us to recognize Jonathan. 1, he's got a Quinnesota Wild shirt.
Already a beauty. Love it.
Fantastic. He's CEO of some company called like Fanmaker. They collab with NHL teams and other pro sports teams to recognize fans and have like loyalty programs and everything.
Cool.
Blah, 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 blah. But Jonathan made the most ridiculous purchase of all time. Because in Minnesota, their arena used to be called the XL Energy Center. Now it's the Grand Casino Tourism, whatever, blah, 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 bad name. Jonathan decided to buy the X from the old XL Energy Center.
Oh, sick.
And he put it in his front yard.
No.
Everyone's always asking me, what are you going to do with the X? So first off, I thought I'll put it in my front yard for the playoffs, give the boys some extra luck, hopefully. And then every time they score, something cool is going to happen.
No.
Yo, this is what we need to be doing.
Fire!
Aiden sent this to me, one of my first questions was, what does this man's partner think? I don't know if he has a wife or girlfriend or whatever is going on there.
What does the local fire department think? He better watch all the games from home.
How does he have an X in his front lawn that blasts every time they score a goal? What does his neighbors think? How is this happening?
This is like the Seinfeld episode with the light outside of Kramer's apartment.
It's like 7 feet tall. Did you see him standing
he's
next
standing
to it?
next to it.
Look! That's like 8 feet, man. I don't know how tall this man is. Maybe he's like 5'8". Like, it's at least 6 something.
What does the HOA think? That's what I need to know. The homeowners association, they were like, excuse me, you can't, your grass must be less than 5
Who gives
inches.
a damn?
How do you just put an X on your lawn?
Dude, this is how we ought to be spending our money. Like what he's doing.
Oh.
Listen,
I
feel like he's quite a bit more successful than we are if he's buying the X and XL energy. But if I ever attain that type of success, I would love to do that.
I would love to just one day, my wife comes home and just on her front lawn is the 3 giant pillar thingies from Maple Leaf Square.
Yeah.
That is so bright. It's not the smoke machine. It's not the brightness. It's not the horns.
Or the fire.
It's the fire.
Oh, yeah, the fire, too.
I can't believe.
How did he get, like, local law enforcement to approve this?
He did.
Jesse, I don't think he asked.
Did he call the fire department and tell them that he has fire in his front lawn?
Yeah, every time this happens, I'm blowing off a canister. No big deal.
Man,
What a guy. This guy
How much
rocks.
did the X cost?
That's all I want to know.
I think they auctioned it off, and he's the one who won. Let me look up and see
I would love to know.
how much he paid for it.
I'm looking it up.
Should be noted, the rest of the house looks nice.
Yeah, no, he's got a nice house. He's got enough lawn to put.
$21,000 March 1st of this year.
There you go. Yeah.
21,000 American dollars.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so $75,000. No, that is
Yeah. That's
so he's the
that's
CEO.
why I want to mention. Just he runs a company. He's got money, and this is what he chooses to do with it.
What's his name?
What's
What's his name?
Jonathan Dusing.
Okay, look up Jonathan Dusing height. We got to get to the
I
bottom
don't know
of
if
this.
they'll have that.
We got to get to the bottom of this.
I don't know if they'll have that. He was on Shark Tank once.
Was he really?
In 2023, he also founded this other company called Snow in Seconds, and he was on Shark Tank.
Interesting.
Does he also own fire in seconds?
He does.
Maybe.
Does he own fire extinguishers in seconds?
I think Snow in Seconds is exactly what it says. It makes snow in seconds. For your front lawn.
None of us could possibly know what it means.
Synthetic polymer snow.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't
Anyways,
get it. I don't get it.
this guy, he's doing stuff.
I love this guy.
Honestly,
That's the kind of fan we need.
hell yeah.
That's awesome. Now,
$20,000 for the X.
we've been talking about the Toyota Tacoma, and I want to say that I feel like the Toyota Tacoma matches how the first few games of these playoffs went. Don't you feel?
Oh,
Lotta.
truculent.
What? Truculent. Stop.
Oh, that's good.
Ooh, hiss, but also really good. Yeah, Jesse, you got one for us?
No, that's great. That's perfect.
Okay.
You nailed it.
Listen, you can tackle any problem in the Tacoma with ease. We're talking about the panoramic multi-terrain view monitor, which gives you live underfloor views to navigate even the toughest terrain. When it's time to load up, use the power lift gate. Experience power, capability, and convenience, and the 10-speaker JBL premium audio system. So when you're listening to Steve or Jesse and I streaming your favorite team, you can hear it basically, we're not in one ear, we're in both ears and in your face too.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Hear us.
Experience power, experience capability, experience convenience with the Toyota Tacoma. Visit shoptoyota.ca or your local Ontario Toyota dealer during Red Tag days from March through May. Battle of Pennsylvania Act 1. The Flyers win. And guys, Porter Martone again.
I'm not feeling good about that pick. That shot was absolutely disgusting. Oh, that kid's good.
He's crazy. He's the high-end scoring they needed all year. Isn't it funny that they started winning when he showed up?
Isn't it funny? Well, yeah, they were winning before that. You guys were just late adopters, but that's okay. That's okay. There are players who, so many this year, we're getting to see in the playoffs for the first time. Owen Tippett.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. Connor Dewar. R.I.P.
Yeah.
He had him lined up. He could have changed the course of the series with how much he had Owen Tippett lined up. And Tippett just went, little boy. Just knocked him on his ass.
And listen, we've been talking about, and in our season previews, like way back in September, October, when we put those out, one of the things we were talking about, Steve, was like the Flyers brand. Broad Street bullies, where is that? And I know Tippett's not the biggest guy, right? He's decently big. Yeah, okay, but decently big or the biggest guy? I just said I know he's not the big. I know he's not Brennan.
So
I know
he's not literally.
Tage.
He's not Curtis Douglas.
Yeah, it's like Steve. Are we splitting hairs over Owen Tippett's size, or is he an average-sized NHL player?
Split hairs.
But he played.
What's his exact weight?
That is Philadelphia Flyers hockey.
Oh yeah.
That is the brand. That's what I knew, what I was told about from the 70s, what I saw in the late 90s, early 2000s.
I hated playing against the
That's
Flyers,
these
dude.
guys.
Yeah.
And I loved that. I loved that.
Someone who can, I know like Stuart Skinner and people are lighting him up. That Martone shot, I don't know who's stopping that. That's
By the way,
weapon.
Owen Tippett's 6 feet tall.
Is he really?
6'01". Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was 6'3".
No,
Okay.
He's not.
So he's not the
So I was
tallest
right.
guy.
So I was right.
Oh.
Anyway, okay. Again, are you really worried, or is this just because it is the first game of the playoffs, and these are the Pittsburgh Penguins, and on the other side is Sidney Crosby, and it was 3-2.
Can I hand in my passport for a second?
Can you hand in your passport?
Yeah,
Sure.
I gotta give it up.
Uh-oh.
Sidney
You
Crosby
become an
had a bad game. He did. And the slashing penalty he took on Travis Anaheim at the end of that game was stupid and ugly. Like, why is Sidney Crosby one of the greatest Canadian heroes we have? One of the legends of the game.
Because he's a dog in the big
first ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh,
one of the all-time greatest players taking a dumb penalty when you're still, I think they were down, I think it was 3-1 at that point. I don't think that second goal that they scored had happened yet, if I remember correctly. And there's still a chance. They scored the late one.
Oh.
Why are you taking that penalty?
No, Jesse, sorry. I just got a text message from Mark Carney. It says delete that shit. I don't think you're allowed to say that.
How is Sidney Crosby letting Travis Sanheim get in his head with a couple cross checks?
Because there was, back in the day, Sidney Crosby used to be called a whiner. And there was some truth to that. In fact, there was a lot of truth to that. He wouldn't shut up early on in his career. I still think that every once in a while you see that switch go off where he's like, I'm going to lose my mind now.
Philly does do things to him.
It does. It absolutely
it does
the orange
things to him, and he doesn't see red, he sees orange. Darian Hatcher breaking his teeth.
Oh yes.
And the glove incident, which is such a funny clip, but it's from friggin' 2012. Where someone's glove is on the ice and he pokes it away just to be a dick, and they asked him about it, and he's like, I don't like him. What don't you like about it? I don't like him. I don't like any guy on their team. You need better out of your captain. You're not wrong.
So I looked up just to see the timeline of what happened, because it did happen 48 hours ago. I'm trying to remember. So it was Sidney Crosby and Travis Sanheim. They're fighting, about 2 minutes left to go. They take he gets him, goes him into that penalty. Crosby's now in the box. Sanheim's in the box. Quinnesota, the minors. The Penguins then score 8 seconds left there, and they have another
because of Crosby's leadership.
Because Crosby's leadership getting thrown in the box, and now there's another minute where you can score the game-tying goal, and Sidney Crosby is in the penalty box.
Now, devil's advocate.
Crazy.
Devil's advocate. Sanheim's in the box too.
Yes,
that's the best I can do.
But that's the Brady Tkachuk conversation. That's your trade.
And I'll tell you, I think the Flyers take it.
I think they take that too, because they won the game.
And Gino, Mean Gene, had a great game. Goal and an assist. Looked like himself. Looked healthy and good. And I don't know. I feel like we need Sid to. Are you asking Sidney Crosby to raise his game?
I thought Malkin was just okay. I thought everybody on the Penguins was just okay.
Carlson did say they got outplayed the whole game.
Yeah, I think Carlson was very honest in his post game. The read in that, I think it was Josh Yohe was writing up about the Carlson's post game, because he was talking about how they were a little nervous, which is weird. Yeah. Like for all of we're going back to Hall of Famers and Hall of Fame pedigree. There's so many great players in this playoffs. It's so much fun to watch. The Penguins have the most out of anybody, and they're going in this game where Chris Letang doesn't look great. Karlsson has a weird game. Malkin, he scores, but he doesn't look the greatest, and Crosby's taking bad penalties. Like, Pittsburgh was really thrown off that whole game. Credit to Philly.
So, there's obviously the I just got here jitters, or first time jitters in the playoffs. Then there's I've been here before. But then there's a part that we never talk about.
Mhm.
I may never be here again.
I never be here.
I never be here. I don't know why my mouth betrayed me like that. I may never be here again.
Yeah.
And we already know the Penguins thought that about themselves heading into 2016, which is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
But, you win in 2009. They don't get particularly close. They made it to the conference final 2013. You get swept, right? You might never be back. You end up in the Stanley Cup final 2016. No one picks you, famously. I believe it was ESPN, all their experts. I can't remember how many it was. Every single one of them picked the Sharks.
Yep.
Then you win it again the next year. But what has happened since? You haven't done a thing. I think you've won one playoff series in 2018. I don't remember 2019.
It's not been much.
There's a pressure there. Like, Crosby's way up there. Karlsson's way up there. Malkin's way up there. There's an element of, I can't waste this. And sometimes it can lead you to wasting it. Who's that outdoor guy? He's kind of nerdy, but he freezes his ass off in Alaska. He's got the glasses.
Oh, he stopped doing videos recently.
Yeah, I forgot.
People really like
his
him.
name. But he's going down this mountain.
I thought you were talking about the pee drinking guy.
No.
Bear Grylls.
No, we've evolved past that.
Yeah.
We don't need crazy dude who drinks his piss. We just need wholesome man who tries to find
solace in nature.
Solace in nature and likes eating jerky by himself and soup. But he's going down this mountain and he's like, slow is fast, fast is slow. Slow is fast, fast is slow. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You ever rush through something and you're just making it take longer because you're bumbling and screwing it up?
Right.
I mean, it's Sidney Crosby. I would never accuse him of being nervous in the moment. I'm not going to do it. But there are a lot of guys on this team. This might be their last kick at the can here.
Nervous might be the wrong word to describe it, but it's the same result.
Yes.
I think is where I'm kind of
anxious.
I think jitters is fine. Jitters is fair.
Anxious?
You could listen, we're old too. We still get jitters before live shows and stuff. Absolutely, it happens.
Yeah.
So but game 2, I'm thinking they'll settle it.
Here's a little Erik Karlsson postgame.
We reassess tomorrow, go through it, I'm sure. We got smart people behind the bench and smart people in this room, and we're already excited for game 2. We knew that we weren't going to win every game, so we just got to move on. We got an experienced group in here that's lost many playoff games and won even more.
Did they play how you expected?
They played a good game. I think they just they played better than us today from start to finish. That's the way it is sometimes. It's unfortunate, obviously you want to get off to a good start, but you don't win a series on game 1, and we know that we got a lot better in here, and we got to focus on ourselves and find a way to get back to what made us successful throughout the year, and it's the same game out there. A little bit more intensity maybe, but still the same game, and we know how it's played, and now we just got to get back to that.
Eric, did you guys need to simplify a little bit there? Did you get maybe caught in the neutral zone tonight? Yeah, I just don't think that the execution wasn't really what we were hoping for. We didn't really set out to do what we needed to do on our game plan. We turned too many pucks over in the wrong spot, and we made it hard on ourselves. It was a hard game for us out there, and we only have ourselves to blame.
I think
he sounds calm.
I think it's very insightful that he's talking about the execution of the team and like what they have to execute. It's strange to think that a team with Crosby and Malkin and Karlsson and Letang can't execute.
Well,
that's crazy.
There's a team on the other end of the ice that's pretty well coached.
Exactly.
They're trying to screw you up.
Yeah.
And I also just find it amazing that video is sponsored by FedEx and not Dentine Ice.
Everybody was many feet away from Karlsson because they could smell his breath.
So, Eric, what do you think?
Just that pregame meal, man, it stuck with me all weekend. That was terrible.
Yes, so this is called onion fuckery, and I have it before every meal.
We talked about a few games today that were real moments games, where the game hinges on a moment. After that moment, the game went a different direction than it was going before. There's moments like that when you run a business. And one of them is your online presence. And one of them for us was the day Jesse built our website and then built the store using Shopify.
Yeah, and I don't think Steve gets enough credit for the beautiful modeling he did on our store. So that's where you get our official merch. This is built on Shopify, and Shopify allowed me to put this beautiful picture of Steve Dangle showing off one of the SDPN Dangle Navy jerseys, one of the OG ones.
Is that model mogging?
Yeah, you're looks maxing for sure.
Am I looks maxing?
And if you want to business max your business, I think the place to do it would be Shopify. Look at our section.
I don't know if anybody's purchased one of these, but you should.
Yeah.
This is an Adam Wild Gripper Nation SDPN jersey, and on the back, yes, there is a giant foot for those of you listening who can't see it.
These jerseys, by the way, great for the spring.
Yes,
great for the nice and light.
Great to play like shinny in. Yeah. If you're looking for a good shinny jersey, that's like, oh, he's got a quirky jersey on. Wear one of these and buy it through Shopify.
Yes.
Because when you check out super easy because the Shopify's platform makes it super easy.
And if you have any issues, Shopify is always around with their award-winning 24/7 customer service too, which is great. And we want to give you a deal. It's time to turn those what ifs into happening today with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial at shopify.com/SDP. That's shopify.com/SDP. One more time, shopify.com/SDP. Colorado Avalanche beat the Los Angeles Kings 2-1. Scott Wedgwood was great in this game. And he has going into this game, had only played 4 games all time. And his previous games in the playoffs were not awesome. This is his first start.
Wow.
In the playoffs. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Only allowed 1 goal. That's generally the goal.
And Panarin
close to the goal.
For all the bad pickups Ken Holland has made, Panarin looks like it was an ace in the hole, like unbelievable, well done.
I mean, you identified a team that has no leverage whatsoever, and you got an incredible player.
And you got him for 2 years extra. They signed with that extension. It's reasonable, like pretty cool.
It's a great deal.
I have to say, I do think that, and I think a lot of people are like this. This feels like it's a 1-8 series anyway in terms of seeding, but this feels like a series Colorado ought to win easily.
That wasn't a 2-1 game.
It wasn't a 2-1 game. No. And I think the one part that I was really surprised by, and maybe part of this is down to like a guy like Scott Laughton, Anze Kopitar is also great at this too. Face-off wins were decidedly in LA's favor. But I can't imagine with the center depth that Colorado has that lasts.
Listen, face-offs are important. Like that was a big factor in the Montreal Tampa game.
Yes,
actually, a game that had razor thin margins. Montreal kind of kicked their ass in that category. The top face-off team in the league this year was the Leafs.
Yeah,
it's not the be-all and end-all, right? It's great, it's helpful, but at the end of the day, that's the beginning of the shift. Mm-hmm. There's kind of a lot of hockey after the face-off. You got to do a little bit better.
Exactly. So I don't know if there was anything you guys wanted to add to that in terms of, it was obviously Lehkonen, of course, is the first one to score. Drew always says he's the most disrespected of the Colorado players. He's also very, he's clutch, right?
Yes. Long history of it. He very notably scored a playoff series winning goal, and I called him the wrong name.
Nick Waugh. Don't worry. We're not going to give you shit for that. It's okay. We've all made bad calls. Nick Waugh.
I can tell you've never thought about it. You just brought it up.
Yeah,
people bring it up to me all the time.
When he scored. That's mean.
I don't know. People were getting
in the shower just going, when it comes into your mind.
People were getting on Leah Hextall because I think she forgot or whatever that Tage Thompson also played for the St. Louis Blues. And I'm like, I personally can't imagine ever making a mistake in front of a live audience. Yeah. I can't personally relate.
Listen, I'm not always the greatest with every name, but at least I can verify that all 3 of us knew who the starter for Buffalo was. And all 3 of his names. Did you see that on ESPN? I want to talk. I want to talk about this Colorado very quickly, and then I want to move to the Leafs in Canucks GM searches. For this Colorado series to not go Colorado's way, for LA to take to jump in and surprise everybody here? Because I know Kings fans are like, listen, we get it, but we're really sick of hearing about the Colorado Avalanche. It still feels like Colorado would have to play bad. Like, I don't know that any of this series is in LA's control. Does that make sense? If LA wins this series, is it that LA won it or did Colorado lose it? That's how it feels. You know
Kemper
what I mean?
has to steal you a minimum of 2 games. Kempe needs to. He was running around a lot, and that's good.
A little dirty in there.
Yeah, it's a psychopath. Yeah, something's wrong with Adrian Kempe.
Yeah,
like I don't know if he wants to be like captain of the Kings, and like this is his he's handing his application. It's like, hey, I'm crazy, I can lead this team. But he was psychotic.
He'd be a great captain going into the future for them. I don't think there's a problem there. But he had 10 points in 6 games last year. We need you to be effective with the puck.
Need you on the ice
as well. Some of the beauty of the Panthers is like, yeah, all their top guys are willing to be bastards, but the guys who do the real dirty work, they're down in the lineup. Like, I don't think it would be. I imagine there's going to be a conversation with DJ Smith and his locker room going, listen, Adrian, you're doing a great job. The rest of you, I need you to be doing that shit instead.
I wonder if that's their way to win this series. Go back to Adam's question. It's if we can play just, and I don't know what style of hockey where you're just trying to assault the other team. Like that's essentially what Adrian Kempe is out there doing, where he goes up to Nathan McKinnon to start the game, just punches him in the face. Yeah. He does a little fist right in the face. Later in the game, he gets a coincidental roughing call with Landeskog because Landeskog is like going to the bench. Somebody bumps into him, and then Kempe's in there just punching people. And then Kempe's sitting on the bench, and the refs are calling him over to go to the box. And Kempe's just sitting there looking at the scoreboard, not going to the box. I'm like, dude, just fucking get on with this. But I wonder if he's trying to lead by example for the rest of his team, where it's, we can't beat these guys on the ice. We can beat them in this mental game. So maybe we get in their heads, we get them off of their game. And I said it wasn't a 2-1 game, but the scoreboard said 2-1. Uh-huh. You know, they didn't play up to that level. It doesn't matter if you got outclassed for 60 minutes. The score was still a 1-goal game. And maybe if they play like that and they get an extra goal, it's a 2-2, and then in overtime, who knows what happens, and you can win a couple games in the series.
One of the greatest examples of a team that just didn't belong in a playoff series finding a way to win, 2023 Florida Boston. That series, everyone's like, it's Boston in 3. Mm-hmm. And then game 1 happened, and it's like Boston in 2. Like, they were killing them. Florida just tried to do all the dirtiest things under the sun. It had some effect, but at the end, it's Boston. You're doing all the playoff things in the playoffs. Like, we're not surprised by any of this. What kind of swung that series in a big way was goaltending.
Oh, yeah.
Goaltending and efficiency with shots. Allmark was not good.
Wait, was he not injured?
He was, but then Swayman came in and was also not good.
That's when they messed up the rotation too, because they throw Swayman out and they're like, okay, let's throw Allmark in there for the game 7, right? I'm trying to remember all how they played.
Game 6. Allmark was, I believe, game 6. It was 5 or 6, and then Swayman took over the series and wasn't good.
And then we're going to put Swayman back in, and then they messed that up. They got in their heads, and there was an overtime game there where like the Panthers dynasty doesn't exist if they just fucking score. If Boston scores an overtime goal there early on,
it was a breakaway, wasn't it? Marchand,
yes, and Marchand just puts that home. No Panthers cup runs happen.
So there's an example there where like Florida did this, but at the end of the day, there was a lot of screw up on Boston's side.
I think that series, by the way, is why Montgomery was fired.
Did you notice how they didn't fire him until over a year later?
I know.
Yeah.
I know, because he beat the Leafs but they almost bungled that Leafs series without Matthews and Nylander.
They sure did.
I think that's the reason Monty is gone, and I don't think that's necessarily fair. Also, I think it's hilarious that Brad Marchand, now current Panther, could have stopped this bullshit before it happened.
Well, and also Monty was the one who pushed the Pasternak button. He's like, oh, he's not good enough. He's not good enough. He hasn't been good enough. Who iced the series?
Loaded. Yeah.
Pasternak.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So I think, like, listen, the Kings got to drag him into the muck. They got to get great goaltending. But you're right. There is an element of the Avs have to screw this up.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave the playoffs for a second, talk a couple GM searches, and then we'll wrap up the show. Is that cool?
Yeah.
You guys good with that?
Did we do all the series?
I think we did. We got Edmonton tonight, but that was in the BetMGM.
Oh yeah, they haven't played yet.
Yeah, they're the ones that haven't played. Now I want to talk a little bit about the Canucks first. I don't know if you guys caught this, but it was suggested by Elliot Friedman last Monday that not only are they firing a GM, but the majority of their scouting staff are unsigned for next season.
Oh.
Which is not something you hear ever. I listen.
I've never thought of their contracts.
Well, you rarely hear about that. Yeah, you're right. But
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know they had them.
But the majority,
I thought they were just employees.
Is interesting.
The majority of them,
like as in like a good chunk of them, and
is that good heading into the most important draft in years?
Perhaps not, but it also might indicate that they want to make some significant changes. Jim Rutherford said that he wants to be out of here sooner rather than later. And a name has emerged as a GM, and he's an internal candidate. His name's Ryan Johnson.
Yes.
And Ryan's been a part of this group for a long time. And I guess with Rutherford saying he would, what Freed said is, I think if it was up to Rutherford, he would promote Ryan Johnson. Canucks are going to value people who have been through a rebuild. He also mentioned somebody named Ventura, last name Ventura, not Ace, Sam Ventura.
Jesse.
He doesn't know if ownership is ready for a new name. They like familiarity. So it may be, they already said they were going to take a long time like the Leafs did, and we'll get to that, but it may not actually take that long. It might be Johnson, and Johnson might be the guy that not only takes over the GM, but eventually takes over for Rutherford as head of hockey ops. Remember, Rutherford's like 77? It's not a young man.
It's incredible the amount of people 70 and over the NHL has.
Crazy.
One of them just got a contract extension as head coach.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the thing there. Now, Frank Saravalli tweeted last night about the Toronto Maple Leafs, and he said that they are closing in on whoever this general manager candidate's going to be. Obviously, Mike Gillis's name has been front and center. We've heard other names like John Chayka, some other people they've talked to. Chris Pronger got an interview.
Sonny Mehta.
Well, I don't even know if Sonny Mehta even got to the interview process. I think it was like New Jersey or bust. But a new name came up, and that's Dallas's assistant GM, which I think is interesting because I think had he been available, Jim Nill would have been a guy they wanted. His name is Scott White. And Dallas, there are way worse teams you could be rating, right? I would go after a Dallas or a Colorado or a Tampa or Florida. Those are the guys you want.
Number one, probably number one target in the NHL. I know Florida's had 3 different assistant GMs talked about, Meta being one of them, hilariously Gregory Campbell, Brett Peterson. Brett Peterson? Or am I getting him confused with the player?
I think it's
or
Brad
the
Peterson.
Same person.
I don't even know. Brad or Brett? I'm not.
Anyway, but no, Dallas, to me, I've gushed about them for years and years and years. They just keep finding guys.
Well, this guy they found, this guy's been with the Stars organization
forever.
Since we graduated high school. Since
That's
the year we
insane.
graduated high school. He started as director of hockey ops for the Iowa Stars when they existed.
In 2006?
2005-06. Yep. And
that's insane.
Was the
We were
GM
in
of the
grade
Texas
12.
Stars for years and years and years.
Wow.
So he's really worked his way up.
And think of how good they've been for how long, and think of how they've built. Also, we've talked about, you can draft your team.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it sucks for the Leafs; they don't have a ton of picks. You can trade, or you can sign through free agency.
Mm-hmm.
The Stars, by and large, are built through the draft. Nearly everyone. Tyler Seguin was a trade. They drafted Ben, 5th round. They signed Pavelski. Robertson was a pick. Wyatt Johnson was a pick. Jake Ottinger was a pick. I believe Roope Hintz was a pick. Miro Heiskanen was a pick.
And the guy
Lindell, I think, was a pick.
And the guy that made all those draft picks is now running the Leafs.
Thomas Harley, I think, was a pick.
So
Yeah, man.
Mark Leach is the guy at the head of it. So we hope we'll be able to find some diamonds in the rough because of his drafting record in Dallas. But it would be kind of interesting to get another Dallas system guy in here. I think it'd be great.
Oh yeah, my guess is Mark Leach wants that.
Probably.
I mean, you sign here, and after a year, you're like, I don't know if my job's solid because maybe the new guy comes in and wants his guy.
Doubtful, but yes.
Well,
Mark's got a great resume.
He does have a great resume, and I hope they hold on to him. The more Dallas influence, the better.
Jesse, are you surprised that it might wrap up this week? Because they said mid-May, right?
A little bit. But I'm learning. When Keith Pelly talks,
you're rumbling.
Don't listen. The words are nonsense. Who cares what he's saying? He's either lying or just saying corporate speak, and none of it matters. I thought initially when they were doing this whole schmooze with all the people around the league, they were gonna say, "Hey, we're gonna wine and dine."
Yeah,
all of these AGMs. We're gonna take them out. We're gonna find the best guy, and that is a thing that doesn't go very quickly. I thought they were going to take their time with this process, hire their search firm, what they did, scour pro sports to find the guy. And now that it's been like a week and they're like, okay, we're almost done. It feels like they truly didn't do the right thing with this GM/president search.
Well, Jesse, you want to know what I think? To the question, is Keith Pelly smart? Defining smart in the corporate world often comes down to results, and Keith Pelly has a resume that suggests a high level of strategic intelligence and negotiating savvy, even if his current role with MLSE is drawing some fire from fans.
Is chat?
That's from Google Gemini.
Oh, Google. Oh, we didn't go with Claude or chat. We went with Gemini. Okay.
No, I've heard some things about Claude, but
I thought this would be a long process where we'd hear like, oh, they looked at this guy from baseball or this president from this industry or whatever, and now it just feels like they're gonna do some hockey guy.
I'm stuck in the middle ground of you should take your time and make the right decision here, and also the draft lottery's in like 2 weeks, and maybe move your ass. I don't know which one I am.
I would say too, like, listen, if they did interview like 15 people, and you found somebody or you found a few people that you like, why wait? Right?
Totally.
So I will give them, like, listen, I'm trying to give a little bit of grace where none is deserved.
I don't know why.
The fact that, remember that we talked about the Hamza Tourani, the man who's the head of the Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment
Innovation Chief Innovation Officer.
If the Raptors are finding success and the Leafs said no, fuck
it.
The
Raptors are not finding success. They got their ass kicked, and they're a mid team that beats up on opponents who are worse than them.
Well, there you go. Also, why was Brandon Ingram only limited to 7 shots?
I don't think that's
is that not a part of it?
We don't have to go down that.
I'm just wondering why that happened. I mean, he is their best player.
But I think the example that I didn't like when they said that, it's like, oh, the Raptors, they've really taken to this thing. I'm like, the Raptors aren't just a model franchise to look after. I don't think we look at the last 2 years of the Raptors and say, yeah, like that's the team.
They're
that's
a model of mediocrity.
That's OKC right now. Like that, or those are the Panthers, in the NHL. So I didn't like that line from them.
Okay. You're in the mushy middle. You're
the worst place to be.
They are no, they did me a courtesy. I was at a kid's birthday party. The game was on. I was watching it, and they had the courtesy that when Leo wanted to go to the arcade, they went down by 10. And I was like, all right, suppose we can play on the motorcycle thing.
Yeah.
And then after
they're getting their ass kicked.
They went down by 20.
Yeah, this is brutal, man.
It's great.
I don't know.
Well, what's wrong with it? I don't understand.
So the grace you're trying to give this new president and his cabal of people that he has in his ear, one of them being Chat GPT, I'm not willing to give him that until he does something that's like, you've impressed me here.
Chat GPT, Keith.
Nothing Keith Pelly has done has given me any confidence in him.
Yeah.
Since he's arrived, there isn't one decision with the Leafs where I say that's good.
And
not one.
And if I were to
from eliminated, he walked in the door, fired half the 30% of Rogers' staff.
Yeah, I think it was 10%, which is still
10%
very high percent.
Sorry, Rogers, MLSE staff.
Yep.
From the people who cook food up and down the chain.
There was no one to receive the mail.
That's the first thing he did. Then he makes the awful decision. Well, the weird decision with Brendan Shanahan and not replacing him and finding someone there. Then he's trusting Brad Treliving so much and then not telling Brad Treliving to do anything. Then he's best friends with Craig Berube and is letting him run the organization from the bottom up. And then he comes out with all of his glasses. I don't know why I should believe in any single decision Keith Pelly makes.
And you know what? You're right. I'm just going on blind hope. It's not coming from anywhere that's results-based, that's for sure. I'm trying to hope that they luck their way into a good decision here.
I didn't even throw in all this stuff he's charging that we've been a million times over. It's just every single thing. Next to the washroom is going to cost $2.
Yep.
You can do that in Roller Coaster Tycoon. You guys ever play that? I play that for hours on my old PC when I was a kid. I'd get it out of the cereal box, and if you wanted to make extra money, you could charge for the washrooms in Roller Coaster Tycoon. Keith Pelly's going to see that and say that's a good idea for Scotiabank Arena.
Do customers like it?
No, your customer happiness would go down, but you'd make more revenue.
Did you see the new thing?
So Jesse was like, well, I'm Keith Pelly. So he raised it.
And then there'd be barf everywhere, and you got to hire the little cleaner.
I remember that.
Jesse had his glasses for whatever color the theme park was. The new thing I saw from Fan First Network, I didn't read about it anywhere else, is so you got to be part of a lottery to get into Jurassic Park.
Yep.
Which is also
insane.
Maple Leaf Square. Yeah. I'm sure they're not allowed to call it Jurassic Park, but Raptors Square or whatever.
Yeah.
So to be at the outside watch party, you have to enter a lottery. You have to spend MLSE points to join the lottery, whether you win the lottery or lose.
Yes.
Is that
so? You
am I getting
my
that?
understanding was that you didn't get your points back either. You just enter and that's it.
That's insane. No.
The MLSE, I think they're fan points. I don't know what they're not called the MLSE points. I don't know. That'd be funny. But you do get those for free. It's not like you're paying for those things. But
you have a limited amount and you probably do have to pay for them eventually to get more. What happens when you run out?
You gotta play a little more mini games and interact with the Ford whatever to boost your plus ups.
Jesse, you just played the Buffalo Sabres outdoor party,
and then you gotta pay this month's rent for MLSE. It's all stupid.
It's all stupid.
Cool.
And the naming rights for that place are $40 million. They get that every year. I'm just saying.
Oh my god. So I know there's the potential that they could just hire another hockey man. The super outside the box thinker Wunderkind is not walking through that door because of Keith Pelly. So if I'm okay with them getting a hockey guy as long as it's a smart one.
Yeah. Somebody who knows hockey things.
And which isn't to say Brad's not smart, but he was a very inactive one. And I would like to see them get a guy who
is active,
understands what a telephone does.
No, Brad understood the telephone. He just didn't understand the closing part. He called everybody.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
He called everybody. All right, we'll wrap it up there. We're going to be back Wednesday. And don't forget, I got the stream tonight. And then, are you guys both streaming tomorrow night?
I'm streaming tonight.
Oh, you're streaming tonight.
Yeah.
So we got a double stream tonight.
The Sens game's tonight.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So we got a Jesse at 7, and then we got a me at 10.
I'm trying to see if I can buy these fan access points because I have a fan access thing on the Raptors app.
You should get in it.
I got 20 points for the daily login. Oh, look at that. So the tailgate passes are 100 points.
So you got to log in every day for a work week just to apply for the
And then
lottery.
you play the little games and you get more. I currently have 112 points.
Do you have enough?
Yeah, so I have enough for one of the lottery tickets.
That you might not win.
Yeah, but it's like free points, right? I'm spending that, so you can spend them on like tickets and stuff like that to enter draws for tickets.
Yeah, but you spent your time.
Yeah,
you spent your time.
That's
by
the point.
Logging onto the app and playing the game, so it's not free. Your time is not free. Your time is not free. None of our time is free.
Can I just tell you that one of these days, I hope we at SDPN get successful enough that we can buy a plot of land and do our own party and just have our own watch party outside.
That'd be awesome.
Wouldn't it be sick? I've always wanted to do that. Now, our building does not allow for that.
We'll
we just don't have the room.
A giant X
You would buy a giant X, and we'll call it Twitter.
Oh no! Yeah, and Adam will do this thing where he jumps all weird.
So I just wanted to confirm, you can't buy the fan access points. Like you can't. Like,
but you have to interact.
Fortnite or something like that.
Oh, Jesse,
you can't buy
delete
the coins.
this. Delete that part. Don't give them that idea.
But delete
it. Don't give them that.
You'll play little games like how many points will the Raptors score in the fourth quarter, and you like make a pick, and then you could win those little games. They'll give you fan access points for that. And they have arcade puzzles like target takedown and word jumble. You play those things to get points.
Oh,
so it's
chores.
It's whoever interacts with their fan access app the most is going to have the most points, who's going to have the most tickets to enter these draws to get into Jurassic Square. That's how they're doing it now, which is definitely a way to do things. Sorry, I wanted to, because we were all over the place with that. So I just wanted to get the information out there. And the Leafs didn't make the playoffs. So your fan access points are sitting there doing nothing.
Don't worry about it. So if you want to watch James Harden flop around the floor like a fish for, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 games or whatever in the rain while just absolutely watching your team get shit pumped, go for it.
Yeah.
Which NBA player do you least like the most? Harden or Embiid?
Embiid.
Okay, because you have a beef against Embiid.
Yeah, because he's disgraceful. He's disgraceful.
Just sporting?
to the idea, the concept of athletics. Like he's a cheater. He's a complete cheater. Whereas like Harden, dude, that the first foul the Raptors had against him, I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't watch this. I'd love to know what my blood pressure is compared to 2 weeks ago.
Is it lower or higher?
A weekend of not having a dog in the fight?
It's amazing. Hey, man, we get to go the entire playoffs without watching a Wes McCauley ref game for our team. I'm fucking jacked about that. I'll be honest.
Just admitted it.
What?
I'm over here sweating every single second of every Habs game.
Oh.
And Steve, big old Habs hater, is like, this is just all la-di-da to me.
Wow. This is going on Reddit so fast.
So wait, to be clear, Jesse just hit the extra, which means he went a whole show without mentioning that Lane Hut.
Oh, he shut off your microphone! He shut off your microphone!
Habs hater Steve is back! Habs hater Steve!
The Steve Dangle Podcast. Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake. Connection.